What's up, y'all? White Boy here. A while back ago, I brought you a video and it had receipts on Katie Proudfoot and Seth and their divorce with the restraining order or whatever have you. I got that from a Sebastian Rogers group on Reddit. I haven't been there, even looked around on the group since that video. So I was snooping around today and there are some alarming things that I found. Some truthful, some wild theories, some speculation, some things I heard before, but this group of sleuths that put a lot of stuff together, very interesting what I saw. So I want to bring it to you guys and present it to you. Again, this is definitely worth a look. One thing I found interesting is they were blasting a lot of YouTubers on this page. So even more interesting for us, in our little space that we share. But let me show you how I got here and I'll source all this and let's get into some of the things I found. All right. So oddly enough, I typed in just basic Google search, Sebastian Rogers theories. And the first thing that came up, this is theories under all news, videos, images, underneath those categories and topics, they had theories, updates, dad, stepdad. Look at the theory. Several theories have been proposed to explain that may have happened to him. Number one, wildlife attack. One possibility is that Sebastian Rogers was attacked and killed by a large predator. And as a jaguar or anaconda while exploring this dense rainforest. What in the hell? So we moved from Google to right below it here, Reddit. All right, as you can see, simple. It's just go to Reddit and Sebastian Rogers subreddit here. I'm going to get into some of the things I found here. It is crazy. As you can see off the top of this group, which I'm very proud, you have T-Rev, exploited 13-year-old murdered child's case. Victim advocate exploits a murdered child. That was thrown in there because of his affiliation, but let me show you some of the alarming stuff that we found and interesting stuff in this group. So one of the first things I saw as I'm scrolling this very large group, it says, why isn't Sebastian listed in NAMUS? NAMUS. Tennessee law requires that all missing people be uploaded to it, and many people that went missing long after Sebastian already have. As you can see, someone includes a screenshot, and they typed in his name, missing persons case not found. It does list a lot of other things. Below it, people are commenting. And the best one that I read was right here. The National Child Search Assistant Act of 42 USC 5779-5780 mandates that every missing child reported to the law enforcement be immediately entered in NCIC. While NAMUS poses no restrictions on the time frame for entering a new missing child or adult cases, the new NAMUS system 2.0, many agencies choose to enter longer-term missing person cases and or cases where all investigative leads have been exhausted. This results in NAMUS receiving reports of primarily long-term cases, with 95% of the current published cases in NAMUS 2.0 involving persons missing 1 year more. So I don't know if that means he's got to be 1 year more, but what I did do is double check this and fact check this because this post was originally made 3 months ago. So I typed in, I went to NAMUS, typed his name in, and I got no search results. Let me put it on the screen now. So the group covers everything. As you see, a lot of YouTube stuff here. Here's the Seth's mom's comments on his poly being inconclusive. I never realized that, but the group noticed that, his name was spelt wrong on this Facebook page, this Facebook post by his mom. She spelled his name wrong. Who does that? A mom doesn't spell her son's name wrong. That's really weird. But they analyze everything as you see scrolling up here. Another couple things I wanted to point out. That NAMUS thing was really, really strange to me. I wonder why he's not on here. This group, they do speculation and theories as well. One thing that they talk about here in this group a lot, they cover all things. Here you have a basic question that makes a lot of sense. Why doesn't the TBI look through publicly available traffic cameras data to see if it lines up with where CP was, where he says he was that Sunday night? I don't know if TBI has the case, but this could absolutely be done by the local sheriff's office there, being that it's county traffic data and whatnot. Then you have people commenting on it and whatnot. But there's a couple things with the reward fund and money that Seth has received. that it was interesting. I wanted to point out he did make a lot of money. They talk about why isn't there a reward fund, which would make a lot of sense. Um, just a couple things here I want to point out here. Do you think things would change or answers would be getting answered if Sebastian would be found? If a large reward was offered, so much reward money could have been raised by now, but that was to put a stop from my understanding. I don't think so. People say, I believe Seth took the fundraising money to pay his bills. When Seth came out with his rant, people started questioning the GoFundMe account. So I checked both accounts. I remember correctly, the reward account had a little over 12,000. The account for Seth was a little over 42,000, which I thought was strange. The reward account being less, that's just me. So they break this stuff down to the fullest, man. Another thing interesting is the telephone of Sebastian Rogers. Wait, Sebastian had a phone? I'm now hearing from Seth's goof troop that Sebastian had a phone and might be of texting one of his grandparents. He had a phone? Has this been confirmed? I mean, that doesn't even kind of change everything. In the comments you got, I do remember law enforcement particularly confirmed it, but Katie said his cell phone was on the kitchen counter the day he disappeared. Law enforcement said Sebastian's phone was processed, and TBI still has Seth's PlayStation in their possession. I just heard Seth say he wants them to give it back. Law enforcement definitely has a reason. They've held on to it for 3 months and remain keeping it into their custody. Chris said it's locked down, and Sebastian could only call approved people and use a calculator. Figured out how to unlock the phone, maybe, so it has been scrubbed for data. Just interesting. I never even knew that, guys. They pick up these interviews that they see on YouTube. They're not too friendly with YouTubers. I mean, neither am I. But they break down a lot of stuff in this group, man. It's well worth a look. Let me see what else. There's a lot of other stuff in this group. I don't want to get or push too many speculations out there, but there's some categories that say realistic scenarios. A lot of people in this group seem to think there's something to do with Seth Rogers' job, corruption in law enforcement there. There's a big theory in this group with a lot of opinions, comments, and threads behind it. I think this could be a life insurance scam involving all of the parental people involved. There's cases that are almost identical that are linked below that. There is speculation to what door Sebastian ran out of. A lot of people on YouTube only focus on one door. There's a whole thread over here on the garage door and how he would have to use his shoes. Then the whole thing when the shoes are found. You have a lot of things in this group. What I do respect about these people is they call out the Facebook groups, which a lot of these Facebook groups are shenanigans. And I agree with what they say. You guys know, if you're on Facebook, you know how these groups are. It's very cliquey and all that. You know what I'm saying? These people on Reddit, a lot of people don't use Reddit nowadays. I like it. I'm over there, Whiteboard Radio, if you're over there. But they have no mercy. Everybody is a suspect. They rip into everybody. But they're looking at everything, the corruption, the life insurance, the doors, and they don't give these psychics no play. There's a psychic that tried to join the group, and she said, I had a friggin' I had a remote viewing, a spirit box come to me the other day, and this is what it was. And somebody was like, get your elementary drawing out of here and go play with it on your own time, not in this group. I respect that. You know what I mean? They're trying to ease their way into the group. But check it out, man. There's a lot of things on here that I've never heard on any streams on YouTube, any information I've ever heard on YouTube. That's really weird. He's not in a database with that Namus thing. There's a lot of stuff that you probably have heard, but no one's really looking into it or commenting on something that maybe hit a light bulb in your head or whatever. I don't know what happened. I could show you a lot more. I don't want to. There's nothing wrong with speculation and stuff like that. People do it all the time in true crime cases. I don't want to push the narrative because some of the speculation in this group is very good. So, but I don't want YouTubers to grab onto it and without any facts or any like original thoughts of their own. Just run the narrative down the YouTube algorithm creator, highway. Screw that. But check this group out, man. Again, this information was how I got the receipts on the divorce filings or paperwork or whatever it is between Seth and Katie Proudfoot. Lastly, there's a lot of talk of abuse on YouTube. I understand people either support the Proudfoots here on YouTube or they support Seth Rogers. The way that I saw this thing play out how I've been keeping up with it on YouTube is, I remember in the beginning people ran down Chris's neck because of the abuse with the belt and possible CPS allegations. And then you kind of seen, people put Seth on a pedestal until things started coming out about him. And there's a big section in this group that talks about abuse, all around, both sets of people, because it took teachers and whatnot to have to get CPS involved in regards to Seth. There's also a big thing on this group where the inside of Seth's house, the internet access at Seth's house, stuff like that, meeting people online. Again, I don't want to push the speculation narrative. What I will do, though, is lead you to the group so you can read up on it yourself, because you should always do your own research. I could tell you about it, I could show you some of it, and I could tell you where to go, but hey, the last step is up to you. Hey, man, there's Whiteboard Radio. Check it out. If you are a creator who follows this case, you talk about this case a lot, you definitely should check it out. Or if you are a viewer who watches a creator and you want to see them check it out because there's some juice there for me telling you, then do it. All right, man. Y'all be safe this holiday weekend. I'm out of here. Until the next one.